Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jared Waters. Welcome back to the podcast One Man, One Tree in a Hill, the podcast about being alone with your own thoughts. Usually we drop these episodes on Wednesday, but today is a special day. Today is February 24th, and today is my mother's birthday. I attempted to call her, but it is probably she's heading to work. I've been knowing my mother pretty much all of my life, give or take inside the womb when she fed me. I I started to appreciate my mother later in life as I got older. I always appreciated her. I was happy to have a mother and stuff like that. But my mother was a Renaissance woman. She she was a military spouse, but at the same time she had her master's. She had her master's degree, and right now she's working on her doctorates. And she had 4 kids. And when I say I started to appreciate my mother later in life, because I didn't realize how hard it was to raise kids, even though I don't have kids on my own, but I see kids a lot and I see other people raising kids, and I was like, man, my mother had to do this while sometimes my dad would be deployed or my dad would be gone for a couple months. I was like, man, I get it. Because my mom, she was strict as nails, strict as nails. We didn't grow up, I didn't grow up with where you could tell your mom everything, like we were friends. It was more like that was my mother and I was her child, and there was a respect there. There was no talking back, or you were getting that light skinned backhand slap. And she always says that she's not light skinned, but she is. She's lighter than everyone in her family, so she's light. My mother is one of, let me count it. Lynette. She's one of five. I think she's the middle child. No, she's not. She's the last. She's 4 or 5. 4 or 5. She's the second youngest. Then there's a baby. She was. She's a city girl from North Carolina, more in the city. So she was around. She can fight. I saw her throw a couple hits before. She can fight. She uh, was like play jabbing with me, and she would have two pieced me up if she didn't love me. Uh, but I'm just happy that it's my mother's birthday. I really, after being around people around here, I really realized I had a good life, and I realized that my mother truly loved me. A lot of the things I think my mother, I would say, things that happened between me and my mother are the reason why that happens to me now. Like to this day, I don't let anyone call me out of my name because I remember my mother bullied me and convinced the whole house to bully me because this is back when there was like one computer in the house, and I fell asleep. I was on MSN Messenger and fell asleep, left my email open, and my mother broke into my email and she's just reading messages that girls were sending me. And this one girl I was dating kept calling me boo. She's like, "What's up, boo? Hey, boo. Hey, boo. Boo, boo, boo. Hey, boo. What's up, boo?" That's typical stuff. That girl didn't know what she was doing. She probably just doing what she heard at the time. And my mother kept saying, "Who's this girl? Boo. Hey, boo. What's up, boo? Hey, boo." Then she convinced my little sister to say it, and she's like, my little baby sister had her 2 fingers in her mouth. Hey, boo. And my other little sister had her fingers in her mouth. Hey, boo. Then after that, I said, you know what? I'm booed out right now, and nobody's calling me boo in their life. Uh-huh. I remember, I remember my dad left to Saudi Arabia, so my mother she had 4 little kids. I think we're like, so my brother's 10, I'm 9. My mother, I don't know if I could rank her love, but I can tell she loved my oldest brother more than me, and it's nothing personal. I get it. She's known him longer than me. She's just known him longer than me. She's been on this world for real with him longer than me. She loves me, but I know if she had to pick a favorite, she would pick my older brother. That is her heart. I am her child as well. But yeah, it's nothing personal. She probably will say, "I love all of y'all the same," but she loved Easy E. She loved Big Easy. Um, I remember. I just remember. I just guess I understood now. I was like, man, she had 4 little kids the whole time, and we would make all these little videos for my dad when my dad would go. Uh, when my dad would go to TDY, temporary deployment, and, and I, just, I remember my mom just wanting to rest. She just wanted to rest, and it's the summertime. It's the summertime, and she has 4 kids, just 4 wild kids, and it would just be random. Like, all right, everybody, take a nap. Everyone, everyone, go take a nap. So it'd be in the middle of the hot day, and she just have 4 kids in the bed taking a nap, and she'd be like, "Don't get off the bed. Everyone, just close your eyes." And then if you sneak out the room, you just like, get back in that room. I was, oh, okay. I just realized she just needed she just now getting older, she just needed a moment to herself. She just in a moment to either talk on the phone or anything else without kids running around. I remember every time we would get up, she said, get up one more time and they're going to find a belt on your behind. I said, well, let me just lay down before I get spanked. She didn't spare the rod at all. She would always say, spare the rod, spoil the child. And I was like, well, just let me be spoiled then. But every probably spanking that now, looking back on, I probably deserve. Yeah, she was like, yeah, we kind of we gave her a run for her money. I remember this specific time that my mother, uh, she worked so hard. She was going to school, she's getting her master's because she graduated, graduated and got her bachelor's, and then she got her master's, and then one time she went to. I remember this now. She cooked this big dinner, and something happened, and she forgot to turn off the biscuits, and these biscuits came out like hard as rocks. It came out hard as rocks. So we didn't know no better. And my dad goes, "Hey, y'all," he said, we no one could eat the biscuits; they were so hard. He said, "Jared, go outside and see if you could throw this biscuit with your baseball bat." And we're just out there throwing biscuits and just playing baseball. And my mom was just like, "Y'all don't hurt my heart. It hurt my heart." My mom is an avid fan of Disney World. She loves Disney. She loves Disney. Uh, my mother, when I say super strict, super strict, I realized that my mom, since we didn't have the relationship of being best friends, but I had a typical mother and son relationship. She would talk, we would have talks, we'd always talk like that. But she had no idea of the type of person I was in college because I would joke all the time. So one time she asked me in front of my dad, she goes, Jared, in college, are you dating? Are you into any big girls? I said, yeah, when it's cold out. And I was just joking. You just see her eyes. You see me. You see my dad just bust out laughing, and my mom just like, "That is not funny. That is not funny." My mother, she supports my career as a stand-up comic, and I remember one time she had me perform at her 50th birthday party, and I could have ended the jokes where it was because I was at the time I was roasting her and I was getting a big laugh, and I was like, all right, well, let me do my real material. And next you know, I said the word titty. You just see my mom stand up. Okay, it's done. Okay, all right, Jared, that's enough for him. Okay, thank you. You just see her stand up, making the cross him. Okay, all right. Man, a lot of good times. I remember my mother. She did not let us have girls over the house at all. And I remember my grandma Loretta. She was the only family member that we had that flew to the Netherlands when we lived there. And she was sitting there in the house, and she said, "Venetia, girl, they can't even bring girls in the house." She goes, "Nope, they can if I'm here." So, so my brother brought his friend over in the house, and next you know, you just see me, my mom, my grandma Loretta just sitting there. Tell me, where they going? Where they going? Come on back. We don't do that here. We don't do the spending the night and stuff. And no, we don't. I think it was recently. I was at the couch and I was like laying on my lady's leg. We don't. This ain't that type of house. We don't do that here. It'll be times she'd be like, uh, so, me and lady when we first started dating, we drove up. Me, lady, and my sisters were driving up from Florida to Maryland in North Carolina for Christmas. So my mom, my dad, they drove that already with Candace, my sister. And this is how my mom is. She's super strict. So we get to North Carolina, everyone's meeting and stuff like that. No, before that, met Lady. She met Lady in Florida, so they meet. And I'm just always trying to preference things. So one time, like Lady comes over, and she spends the night downstairs. I'm upstairs. My mom's separating us, and Lady in her culture, they say good night in the evening time. And I had to make sure I was down there because I knew she was going to say, so I had to make sure. So one time she's unpacking, she's coming in, and she walks up to my mother. Hi, good night. And my mom said, what? Good night? I'm not ready to go to bed. What? Did she just tell me to go to bed? I said, ho, mom. I said, I said, no, that's just their culture to say good night. Oh, because I wasn't, I don't know. She didn't tell me to go to bed. My mom was no nonsense at all. Still is no nonsense. So we go to North Carolina, right? We go to North Carolina, and again, she's making sure that it's like we already know the rules. Ladies sleeping inside the blow up mattress inside my grandma's house, my grandfather's house inside the den, and me and my baby sister Couture are sleeping on in my aunt Deet's former room. And my it's like 6 in the morning, and I'm just up because I'm always up. And my mom looks at me and goes, "Oh my God, Jared, you know she'd be ashamed of you. This is your grandfather's house. Your grandma prayed in here. You got this girl up in the bed. What is?" I said, I flip over the covers. This is Katura. And then my little sister don't got her hair done. Stop. Turn off the thing. Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. I got so many good memories of my mom. But one thing I did learn from my mother is just like standing up for yourself. I remember there are so many times where a teacher said something crazy to me, and next you know, my mother came up there and straightened her out. I remember this teacher told my mom that it's like Jared's always cutting up in his class. It's like in high school, and Jared's always doing this. He's not listening. Everything else, and they like pulled me from the basketball team. I forgot what team I was on. And next you know it, my mom goes, "Well, you know what? We about to meet with the teacher. You gonna meet there too." So the teacher's saying all this bad stuff about me. She goes, "Yep," and Jared sits right here. And I said, "I don't even sit there. I sit in the back." And my mom said, hold it. You don't know who he is?" And boy, that teacher got a verbal pow pow. I remember my brother when we were inside the Netherlands. His teacher gave him a pop quiz or something like that, and she weighted it as a final exam. And my mother said, "Hold up. So their final exam that is weighted is something that you've never taught before, and you expect for them to get it right?" She goes, "Yeah, I think that is fair." And my mom said, "You don't got no lick of sense." And boy, that lady changed that grade so fast. The other parts of my mother, she is a prayer warrior. I remember all the time my mom praying all over us. And I remember just imagine just at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, you hear "Harabash, haradadah, haradash," and cover them in the blood, Jesus. Cover Jared, God. Ah, thank you, God. Thank you. And you're like, man, if she don't go to bed, but she would always cover us and make sure that we're safe. And that's one thing I can say about my mother. She prayed and prayed and prayed for us. And as I get older, I realize that some people don't have that relationship with their parents. Some people don't have a mother that loves them, a mother that will call them on Sundays just to check on their week, a mother that will ask them, "How are you doing? I'm proud of you." My mother came to a comedy show last time I was there, and I knew my mother couldn't sit through a comedy show, but she tried so much. She tried to sit through my act, and she sat through it. My act's fairly clean, but as soon as she got to the headliner, oh no, babe, I can't. Excuse me. And I, my mom. I don't know if my mom listens to my podcast, but if she does, I am happy to say happy birthday, and I love you so much. And I pray that this day is amazing. I pray that Pops takes you to your favorite restaurant. I don't even know what your favorite restaurant. I hope it ain't Fred's. Cause last time we went to Fred's, our stomachs were hurting. That was Fred's. Fred seemed like a broken down Golden Corral when we were there. Maybe they had an off night. But I forgot to say this. I forget my podcast. I gotta say what I want. I never talk about my mother as a friend. My mother's probably one of the best friends. Probably not to me, but to her friends, she was a very good friend. For me, she was my mother. You know what I mean? Because none of my best friends ever slapped me in the mouth, and we became cool. But my mother inspired so many women. I remember like when she was on the Air Force Base, like there was a lot of other military spouses that were just, housewives, and she encouraged all of them to go to school. She encouraged everyone to go back to school. She would pay for some lady. She goes, "I'll pay for your first class, and you have to pay for the rest." And she'll pay for that first class to to um to go to college again and help them just be more than a spouse. Because my mom was an officer wife, So as an officer's wife, you have to carry yourself as a certain way. I remember my mother. She spanked us one time, and then she got officer's wife. She said, "And don't y'all ever touch that again." Hello, Waters residents. I said, "Did she just go corporate after she just spanked all of us?" But yeah, that's what I remember at the funeral. This guy said to me. He said your family knows who you are, but your friends know who you is. And my mother has so many friends throughout the probably United States. She probably knows a person in every state, and she's a good aunt. She loves her nephews and nieces. Seeing my mom react, seeing my mom comment on my cousin Jermaine's Facebook page is the funniest thing in the world. And my mom, when I say she'll pray, she'll bombard heaven for everything. She went to North Carolina to pray with my aunt, and she goes, we gonna stand firm, and y'all need to stand with me. I said, y'all done let the cobra out. Y'all done let the mamba out. So, to my mother Venetia, I pray that you have a wonderful, marvelous birthday, and you get some rest. Usually my mama, she's like this when a lot of guests come to the house. If she get tired of the guests, she'll just leave and go upstairs and leave us down there to entertain them. I said, Mom, where are you going? Oh, I'm tired. Oh, they talking too much down there. Or she'll just fall asleep. I was like, oh, or she'll tell you, excuse me, that's my blanket. Thank you. Oh, no, no, no. You can't lay on my blanket. Thank you. She's the queen of the house. The queen of the house. And today is her special day. And I thank you, Mother, for being a marvelous mother, for supporting me, supporting all four of your children, uh, raising us up with discipline because you need discipline. You know what I mean? And that's what I needed. I especially need discipline. How to stay fundamentally sound is what I learned under her tutelage. And even though I'm not in Florida right now, if I was, I would give you a great big hug. But I'm in New York City doing my thing. So happy birthday. Peace out.